Hey everybody, it's me, Gregor Manarino. How are you today? It is Wednesday, October 11, 2017. People, I don't know how many of you out here just heard what I just heard, and it's not being reported anywhere on the mainstream financial channels. Meanwhile, this has got to be the biggest piece of news to hit the airwaves as long as I can remember, probably since the last financial crisis. Here we go. And look this up too, if you get a minute. Google this. I wanted to get this right, so I wrote it down. The International Monetary Fund, just a few minutes ago, came out with a warning regarding 9 of the world's largest banks, including Barclays, Citigroup, Deutsche Bank, a bunch of other ones as well. This is the IMF. Okay, now I had to write this down again. This is a quote. Problems in any one of these institutions moving forward could generate systemic stress. They go on to say that these 9 institutions, the largest banks on the planet, may not be financially sound. Did you hear what I just said? This is incredible. And meanwhile, you're not going to hear a word of this, or I haven't heard it yet, from any of the mainstream financial channels. If this were to get out right now, how do you think it would affect the financial sector? They are going to try to bury this. I can promise you, they're going to bury what the International Monetary Fund just said, that 9 of the world's largest banks are facing troubles right freaking now. Look, I don't want to get overly dramatic about this, but this is huge. I can't imagine a bigger piece of news right now, and it's not being reported, at least by CNBC, that I've seen all morning. But look this up, do your own research, Google IMF warning, IMF warns, and you can see what I'm talking about here. Look, we all understand that the system that we're existing in right now, it's not real. It's been all propped up by world central banks colluding with their respective private bank. You understand? You know that. They've created distortions across the spectrum of asset classes that even for someone like myself, I can't get my head around it. It's just too big. And for this news to come out right now, I mean, this literally just came out. Maybe that's why it's not being reported on, but I sincerely doubt that you're going to hear this on any of the major financial networks. They can't allow people to realize that the system is toxic. Who does this sound like? Anyone you know? Maybe me for the past X amount of years? This is not sustainable. And now we have the IMF warning that 9 of the world's largest banks are in trouble here. And they called upon regulators. The IMF actually said that regulators should start looking into these institutions moving forward. If that isn't the biggest warning that you can possibly get, I don't know what is. So if you think this is important, what I'm talking about here, I'm going to ask you to share this video as far and wide as you can. You know, look, you and me, we're the alternative media here, and I'm relying on all of you out here to get this out. It's incredible the lengths that the mainstream channels will go through to cover up things, to not talk about things. It's outrageous. It's absolutely incredible that such a huge piece of news, again, I'm going to be watching CNBC the rest of the day, is not reporting about what the IMF just said. What they are talking about today is the Fed minutes, which are going to be out in a little while from now. Frankly, whatever the Fed's minutes, whatever they're going to say, I think is already priced into this market. I'm not sure how it's going to affect it, but that doesn't even matter. The bigger picture here is now we have 9 of the world's largest banks that are showing financial stress and could, according to the IMF, here, it's incredible, problems in any single one, this is a quote, of these institutions could generate systemic stress. That's incredible, in my opinion. I would love to hear from you. What do you think? I'm sure you're not surprised about this. I mean, we all understand that none of this is real. It's all being propped up. And we're going to have to see how this is going to play out moving forward. The market is absolutely disconnected and detached from reality. Morgan Stanley, I think it was yesterday, it said they sound exactly like Greg Manarino here. What I'm saying, that the market is detached from reality, that something has got to give. I mean, it's incredible. But anyway, I think this is very profound information, and I'm glad you're here to listen to it. Anyway, like I said, if you think this is important, if people need to hear this, share it, get it out there. I happen to think it's the biggest piece of information regarding the financial sector that I just spoke about yesterday, as a matter of fact. In an article I did yesterday, I even think in the video I spoke about how I believe that the financial sector looks like it's about to fall under pressure. Does this have anything to do with it? Maybe it does. I don't know. But the charts are telling me something here. I am more than certain that the Fed is going to try to prop all this up. But when you got an institution like the IMF warning about the world's largest banks that they could be in trouble moving forward and are calling for regulators to look at these institutions, and it's not being reported on the mainstream financial channels, you know there's a problem. All right, with that said, please share this video. Get it out there. Let people hear this. And think about yourself, how you can protect yourself in this environment if and when we are going to face another meltdown of the system that is going to eclipse the last one by exponents. Think about how you should protect yourself other than becoming your own central bank and betting against the debt, which I've been telling you to do for years, and getting prepared for what it looks like is going to unfold according to the IMF. All right, with that said, see you tomorrow.